Greetings, brothers and sisters. My name is Toure Muhammad, the host of the Black Business Matters show. We have another amazing guest today. So you need to sit back, relax, grab your cup of coffee or whatever, and get ready to hear an amazing conversation about business, the COVID-19 pandemic from our friend, Keeana Barber.
Sean Michelle's homemade ice cream is the only place to go when the ladies crave delicious old-fashioned homemade ice cream. Their vanilla tastes just like Grandma used to make it. With over 35 flavors, all made with the freshest ingredients, Kathy has never had banana pudding ice cream this good. It's homemade ice cream the way you remember, and Sean Michelle's doesn't upset your stomach. Enjoy in-store or take it to go. Sean Michelle's. Fall in love again.
First-time customers, buy one, get one free.
So, man, I love to talk to amazing people, shakers and movers in Chicago and beyond. And so no Black Business Matters podcast theme would be right without talking to the founder of WDB Marketing, the curator of the Legacy Awards, and someone who has helped so many Black-owned businesses in Chicago, Keeana Barber. What's up? How you doing today?
I am doing pretty good. Surviving over here, Mr. Toure. How are you?
Oh, man, I am doing well, doing the same thing, surviving. And, like they say in the old school, this is something that you got to be built for. It's a new and interesting time that we're in. And you got to be built for it, And so, of course, that's why we wanted to talk to you, because your story, your work ethic, your everything, we already know that you're built for times like this. But before we get into what we're facing with now with this pandemic, let's rewind a little bit and talk about the Legacy Awards. It was so beautiful to be there, to experience so much support, so much love, and so much recognition of Black-owned businesses in this city. So talk a little bit about, that experience. I know it was hard work putting it together, but why was it so important? This was the fourth one, right?
Yeah, this is the fourth annual. And like you said, it's never easy, but it's always worth it in the end. Just because we able to bring and connect so many different people to come together. So yeah, like you said, it is a representation of what I feel like we're blessed to see every day at my company at WDB, which is Black excellence, which is, strong Black entrepreneurs, strong nonprofits that are working to support the community, and we host the Legacy Awards just as a way to get it together, to get us together, I should say, to say, you know what? We have all the power we need. We have all the tools we need. We have some very, very powerful people in the community. And if we come together, that's the thing that we have to do. We have to pool our resources. We have to pool our talent. We cannot be islands out here, but not strong enough, honestly, to really be able to make the impact that we want. So bringing everyone together in one room is really, to me, just an example of what I feel like we should be doing every single day. So when you see we had almost 800 people there, it's like, wow, like I cannot believe it's this many Black people that are doing such great things. And it's more than that. But when we bring us together, it kind of amplifies what we are able to see every day, that the talent is amongst us, but we have to collaborate together. We got to support each other. One of the things I love about the event is, although my company, WDB, we host it, it's still a collaborative effort. We bring out some of the top Black restaurants. We have an amazing committee that come out to make sure that they're connecting people and bringing resources and ideas. We have amazing media partners like Bean Suit Times. So it's the reason that the event is a success is because of collaboration. So even what we're trying to preach and tell people to do, the event is an exact example of that. If we were just trying to do it on our own and send it out only to our network and our people, it wouldn't be as big as it is. But because we reach out and say, hey, I need your help. We need the help of all of the people that are doing something. That's what brings something so great together.
And I love you say that. And I have to say by experience that you're not just talking the talk, but you walk the walk. The collaboration that you and the Black Mall and Soul Design have, I know throughout the years, if there's any reference that, I call you for, we like our grandma might say, we kinfolk, right? We both media, marketing, publicity, outreach, all that. But at any time you reach out to me, or if I know I have a client that, you have something that you offer that I know I don't have, I make sure I get them to you. that kind
Absolutely.
of going back and forth, and we see how everybody can grow, just like you said, when you work together.
Absolutely. Like you said, we're an example of that. Brian from Red Level, some of
Yes.
my biggest collaborators are other marketing companies because we all, like you said, tap into different markets and we all bring a different skill set. Some of us is more digital, some of us is more old school, some of us are more visual. So it definitely is important. I would say a lot of people probably don't know this, but one of our best clients right now, Sean Michelle's Ice Cream. You referred them to us. You were doing work with them, but you said, you know what? I know some things that Keeana can do, and I do the same thing. Certain people, if they just strictly want to do digital, they want to do email blast. Sometimes it makes sense for them to work with us. Sometimes it makes sense to say, hey, they could do better managing this whole process because at the end of the day, and I think that's what makes us different, is we want the customer to win. So I want you to have the best experience and be with the best person that can take you to the next level. So if what I'm doing right now can't really do that, I'd rather give you to somebody else that can do it. And it's too much opportunity in this world. It's too many industries, too many markets to tap into to ever feel like I have to keep all of this to myself. It's not enough to go around. It's more than enough to go around. The big corporations do it all the time. They come across the street from each other and both survive and thrive, really. So why can't we do that?
Man, you're absolutely right. We have to work in collaboration and not competition. Um,
Yes.
Now, times like this, we're in a pandemic now, and of
Mhm.
course, some businesses are panicking, some are making the wrong decisions.
Mhm.
They're cutting back on things they shouldn't be cutting back on. Talk a little bit about how this has affected you, and then I know you're hearing a lot from your clients and how it's affecting them.
Yeah, it's definitely affecting, small businesses. Like you said, who would have thought we would be here right now? If you'd have told me that I had to partially shut my business down for over a month, I would have said, no, we couldn't do it. But right now our hands are tied and we have to. So of course we're affected because we service small businesses. So they need us a lot less right now. Some of them need us more. I know what you were getting at as far as cutting back. Sometimes you need more marketing now than ever. But a lot of people, they aren't open at all. And they decided to just shut down and close their doors. Most of our clients' sales are down 50 to 75%, if not more. Some were forced to close during this time. So it's definitely hitting small businesses hard. It's hitting us hard. But what we try to do is, part of business is all about, it's a hustle in it too. So you have to not be defeated. You cannot lay defeated and say, I can't do anything. Yeah, it might have shocked you. It shocked me at first. Me and my partner James were talking, and it's like, well, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna shut down completely? Because we don't want to put our employees at risk. What can we do? Because at the end of the day, we have a building. We still got a lot of things that we got to pay for, and we got a team that depends on us. So I was proud to say that we pivoted. We're not open all our full hours because we don't want as much overhead, but we still letting our team work remotely, as much as possible. I'm still communicating with my customers via email and things like that to say, hey, we still can service you. Email us your orders. My phone, my office phone now goes to my cell phone. So we still gonna take that order. We still not gonna miss money. And then what we're doing is we're just pooling our production time together. So we may not produce every day, but we still produce in 2 or 3 days out of the week. So for us, we're still doing our best to generate as much money as we can. And as a business, again, you can't give up. My thing is you got to be even hungrier for it. You can't let if you average $5,000 a week, you can't let that week go by without getting anything. You might not get 5,000, but shoot for another 1,500, 2,500. Another thing that we're doing right now is we're switching because we offer a lot of different things, which I know we'll talk about, but we offer a lot of digital solutions. So website development, social media marketing, digital graphics. So we're pushing more of those services now. So one of the things that I've been telling a lot of people is whatever your business, it's still somebody that could use you, somebody that can need you, that needs you. You just might have to shift the way that you give it to them. So maybe they can only order online or different things like that. So we're offering some of our print with contactless delivery because people still need stuff. It's like people still need now open signs. People need retractables and backdrops and things like that when they're doing their webinars. So you have to kind of get into the mind of your customer, whether it's a consumer or a business owner, and think about how could they still use me at this time? And you got to make your services convenient. We see all the corporations doing it. Who would have thought that KFC and all of them would be offering free delivery? They're doing it because they're saying, what? Hey, we still need people to buy this food. So we're gonna make it convenient. We're gonna bring it to you. And as a small business owner, we have to think the same way. Who still needs me, and how can I make it as convenient as possible to give it to them? And then that way, it still keeps you afloat during this time.
That's right. And so many now, of course, if they are open, even if sales are down, they have to have certain signage in there now. But you can
Yes.
provide.
Hmm.
You need social distancing signs. You need, new
We
signs that
working on some
say
social
new
distancing.
hours
Yep.
and all that. Yep,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
like I said, you have to be hungry for it. One of our best clients, he has 3 locations, and I saw somebody post and say, "Hey, I don't see any signs that say now open." So if I didn't follow you on social media, I message them immediately. Hey, we do those now open signs. I can have it done for you. Send me your stuff. I can send it. I can design it and print it today. We're going above and beyond because we know they need us, and at the same time, we need them. So you gotta hustle for it. You cannot give up because we can't afford to be without revenue for 4 and 5 and 6 weeks. So you can't give up. And if nothing else, work on your systems. That's the other thing that we're working on. Working on how can your business come out more efficient? How can it be more organized after all of this? So if you feel like I really don't have anything that I can do right now or sell, work on your internal system. So when you do come back out, you're coming out better than ever. You got more sales sheets. Your website is better. Your communication is better. Everything is better. So at least you feel like something was accomplished during this time.
That's right. And really, you're absolutely right. And your digital imprint should be on point.
Absolutely.
Get all of that tightened out. And even if you aren't open, I'm telling some of my clients, even if you aren't open, don't not post on social media for 30 days,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Even if you're posting what you're doing at home, even if you're posting,
Hmm.
can't wait to get back to serve you. I miss you, because
Hmm.
if your competition is continuing to promote, and when people come out of this, they're gonna be thinking about who's been communicating with them for the past 30,
Absolutely. And
35,
if nothing
40 days.
else, if nothing else, you should be a resource during this time. So that's how we started off. When this first happened, again, we were trying to figure things out. The first thing I did was every resource that I found out about, every loan or grant opportunity or different things about unemployment, I shared with my network because we got business owners that are in need. So if nothing else, even if you got consumers, share with them as many resources as you know. If you know of a food pantry that's giving away food or masks or different things that we can do things with your rent, you know, um, share that stuff. Let people know that you care. So that's the other thing, and I get that everybody doesn't want to sell. It's not about a hard sale, but you should stay present. You got to stay present. You can't just disappear because people are online now more than ever, honestly. So you can tap into more people quicker. Cassie and I just did something. We were announcing a cash mob we were going to do. I posted the image the morning of that we were going to do. We were speaking at 12. I posted at 8 a.m. Had over 60 shares, and we got over 6,000 views. And this is same day. Why? Because people are online more. Everybody's not at work. They're working remotely. They're doing these different things. So you actually have a captive audience. So like you said, even if it's just showing what you're doing, how you're coping during this time, you got to still communicate with people.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And so, what is the cat? Mom, when is it? When is it happening?
So we're announcing the first one this week. We haven't set it up just yet, but we're going to do the cash mob on Thursday. So what it was again just trying to be an asset. I was frustrated with a lot of the programs that came out and the resources for our businesses. So the loans, the grant programs, like the paycheck protection program, a lot of our businesses didn't get that money. I have heard of some success stories, so I won't say that none of us got it, but I would say that probably 90% of our businesses aren't receiving any type of funding during this time, and they're losing thousands of dollars. So out of just trying to say, well, what can we do? What can we do to be a solution? So Cassie, years ago, used to do these cash mobs where we would organize and get, groups of possibly 100 or so people to just support one business and give them an influx of cash. So my idea was to say, hey, Cassie, let's bring back these cash mobs because you know what? They may not qualify for this $5,000 or $10,000 loan, but there's no reason that we can't still give them $5,000 or $10,000 of our own money, buying what we normally have to buy anyway. So we're going to do a restaurant. We're going to do online, storefronts as well. So if you can purchase online, so it has to be something that people can still obtain during COVID-19. So if it's a restaurant, they offer delivery or something, so it's still easy to access. But yeah, we're just going to take the power back in our own hands. all the stimulus money we got, not buying TVs or things like that, but making sure that you're conscious, because at the end of the day, when all of this is over with, we do not want to see close signs on all of our businesses. And like I said, so we have to take some of that responsibility, as consumers. I'm a business owner, but I'm also a consumer. So if I can spend my money with somebody that's in my community to help them not from closing, then that's what we need to do. So we'll be calling on you as well, Toure, just to go over this. But we're going to be doing cash mobs probably from now until the end of the year, just because we know things will possibly get back to normal. I always put that in quotation marks now, because we don't know what the new normal is going to be.
Right, that's right.
So think about, like, if we're not doing events, big events for a while, like how that affects the catering companies. How that affects our event coordinators. That affects us as a printing company. A lot of what we do is event based. We do a lot of signage, a lot of graphics for events. So we just have to really think about these industries that are really heavy hit, that may not be generating any revenue for the next few months. And again, if we value these businesses being in our community, supporting us and giving us jobs, then we have to do our part to give them what we can to keep them afloat.
That's right. Right. And, we took a step back last year, but we were getting ready to come out strong in 2020 with another taste of Black Chicago. And
I know.
Silver Room Block Party, man, there's so many events that are
so many huge events that, and it's, again, it affects a lot. It's a trickle down effect. So it's affecting the event coordinator. It's affecting all of those restaurants that would have been a part of your event, that were looking forward that for not just revenue, but for also marketing exposure. So it affects the printing companies that could have printed all your nice signs, and not even just your sign. Like I said, I didn't even realize how much my business was tied to the event. Because let's say you didn't order from us, but you have 50 food vendors. Probably 5 or 10 of those would have called us for their retractable and their tablecloth. Now all of that revenue is lost. So, but I always feel like there's definitely things that can come out of it. The virtual model has increased. We don't have a virtual model for food just yet. We can't be eating virtually.
Right, air food.
No air food just yet. But it's probably things that you still could do to highlight and profile some of those businesses and still giving it a marketing exposure, because you got an audience. I know you had, I think, 50,000 people that were viewing the page at one time.
Yeah, it was 50,000. We had about 12,000 that came out. And, yeah, so
I know.
We're gonna figure out some things that definitely are open to some ideas, and of course, and count us in for the cash mob. We are all in for that, and look forward to featuring and covering as it transpires as well. And this goes into what I want to talk to you a little bit about, because you have that Chicago swagger, that Chicago hustle. And then you have Northwestern, right? So you got the education, and you got the hustle mentality.
The hustle, yes.
And you talked to something that I think is so important to how we get through this, right? Those cash mobs are addressing the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those of us that are going to survive are going to have to address the current problems that we have right now. So talk a little bit about just your sense of business philosophy and how it helps drive you right now.
Well, that's a good question. Like you said, it's really just that combination of hustle and just having that business acumen. And a lot of people don't know, I didn't go to school for business. Like, I didn't major in, economics or entrepreneurship or anything like that. But I still got the principles in business, just doing this every single day. So I think you have to combine that combination of both. So the hustle side is like, what? Again, thinking about your numbers and saying, I cannot let this week go by and it just be zero. So you got to be hungry for it. You may have to adapt. You may have to do some things that you haven't done in a while, but it's necessary. And what fuels me is my team. Like you said, we have 9 people that work for us. And, they depend on us, and they depend on us for hours. And again, nobody anticipated this. So I know they still got to feed their family. So that's what fuels me to still get up and move around, and sometimes put myself a bit at risk just to make sure that those dollars are coming in. And the other side is the business side, which again talks about thinking about what my customers actually need. That's when you got to put your business hat on and think about the consumer. And what can you do? How can you take advantage of the data that you have, the customers that you already have, and tap into that and really, again, give them what they need right now. Like I said, people are still asking for stuff. People still need stuff. When I saw people posting about the stimulus check and people asking what they're going to do with the stimulus check, I said, well, that means people still got money. That
Right.
means if
That's
you're
right.
not saying I got to put this towards my rent or I got to put this towards groceries, then that means people are still doing okay. So think about that from a business perspective. What can you offer? One of the things that I was telling people, for some people like photographers who may not be able to do anything at this time, offer a pre-promotion, offer something that may not that they can use for the next 3 or 4 months, but people always want to save. So if they got money in their pocket and this normally costs $400, sell it for 200 or 250. They will buy it happily right now. It keeps money in your pocket, and at the same time, so like I said, that's to me where you really combine that hustle, really thinking about what you need to do to continue to survive, but at the same time, from a business side, you providing value.
That's right. Yeah, those gift card ideas and things is real
Yes.
big right now.
It's
And
real big. And
yeah,
and it's funny, almost everything that I've recommended, I've seen a big corporation do it. Almost everything that I've told people to do, and it's like I always say you follow corporate because they got 10 people working in their marketing department just to figure out this one thing that we could figure out on our own.
that's
So you follow what they're doing, and you know that you're going in the right direction. I was telling people that you're gonna have to do delivery. You might have to, eat some of that cost when it comes to these things just to keep it convenient. And then you see the big boxes doing the same thing for $10 orders. They're doing delivery because they know volume counts. So right now, if I don't have anybody coming through my door, I'd rather get 100 people, and even if I'm making half of that, but I'm still keeping the lights on. I'm still keeping people employed.
that's right. That's right. Absolutely. That's wonderful. Good stuff. It's important stuff for our businesses to understand and know. So let's talk a little bit about the variety of services that you offer.
hmm We do so much. Yeah. So WDB Marketing. I don't know if I've branded myself enough doing this. We are really a one-stop shop for small business owners. I love the balance of services that we do because we know people need a lot of different things when it comes to growing their business, and they're at different stages. So at the beginning stage, we do graphics, branding. So that is you come in, you say, hey, I got this business idea, but I don't know how I want it to look, how I want it to sound. We can help you with the full look of it, the logo design. Develop your website for you, your brand colors, and even your tone. Like I said, your tone matters when it comes to your business. Are you a playful company? Are you serious? And different things like that. And then that's how you know how to actually focus in your marketing. So actually what your brand looks like, what it sounds like, we help with. Then we do the marketing strategy. So what do you want your digital to look like? So do you want to do email marketing? I'm always a big fan of, do you want to do a lot of social media posts? Do you want to do advertising? Do you want to do radio? So what does that marketing mix look like? Thing that we specialize in is trying to make it budget friendly because marketing can cost, these big companies are spending millions of dollars on marketing. We don't have that. So I know how to come in and work with a company and say, okay, you only have 2,500 to spend, or 5,000 to spend over the next few months, but how to get the most bang for your buck. So that's really what we help specialize in. We don't do all the marketing. We refer to people, marketing partners like you and different things like that, but we put together those packages for people. And then finally, the thing that I'm most proud of is that we actually are a printing manufacturer. So everything that we can create and every vision that we bring to life for you, we can actually print it. So we print in-house. I'm in my building right now where we produce everything from business cards. We produce signage in-house. We do T-shirt printing, all type of apparel. And we print apparel a lot of different ways. We do screen printing, digital print, a little bit of everything. And then the latest thing that we've gotten involved in are more digital solutions. So we're doing photography. We work with a team of photographers. We do videography. So right here, we got a green screen set up. We got a podcast station set up. So we really are a one-stop shop. And the reason why we have it set up like that is because over the years, again, this goes back to understanding your customer. I kept seeing what the hangups were. So people want us to create these beautiful graphics for them, but the photography is bad. It doesn't look good. So you're sending me a picture from your phone that's not a good high quality picture. And the ads that they point to are they have beautiful photography. So I would always tell people, well, the problem is we can make this stuff look good, but we need a better photo. So that's why when we got this new space, we said, we're going to set up our own green screen here. We can come in, we can take photos, we can do your product photos, because that's a big part of it. The visual, mostly everything is shifting towards that digital presence. So the photography makes a big difference because that's what's going to go on your website, on your social media, and in your print collateral. So we really started to focus a lot on the digital and the visual side of your marketing.
Yep, I love it. It is. It's the things that clients need, and to be able to have one-stop shop is so important nowadays.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, and we also have a magazine too.
yeah,
So
that's
we
right.
actually have an advertising mechanism that you can use. What's the business? Is our magazine. So we rebranding right now, Voice to the Shy. So if you go to voiceoftheshy.com, you can see all of our information. And that's just, it's an advertising tool, but it's also an educational tool that we have. You looking for your magazine?
Yeah, I got one around here. I
Yeah. So
put it right by me.
So
Yep,
yeah, so we have that as well. So that's like I said, it's for advertising, but it's also for education. So that's really our give back. We have people like you that are industry leaders that to give tips and advice on everything from business to family, because it both matter. We can't
that's
just be
right.
so successful in business that our families are, aren't
Right.
taken care of. So we talk about education for our kids. We talk a little bit about everything. We talk about health. So I'm very proud of that. That's again something that we do to really just continue to push our communities forward in a positive way.
Yeah, well, I love it. From the moment I started hearing about you and the work that you were doing, the spirit and the energy that you bring to the Black business space in Chicago, we love it and want to continue to see you right now. Of course, even more so than ever. There was a drive already for more people, more Black folks to get into business before this pandemic. But now with people being laid off, people now with their only source of income being, crippled, more people want to get into business. Give some business advice for someone who just wants to start their business.
So it's so much that you could do, and like you said, depending on what level. I was asked this question about a week ago, and the thing that I said that really resonated with me was to provide undeniable value. So when you're thinking about what it is that you're going to do, you want to make sure that you're creating something that has a need that you could do better than somebody else. You could do it faster. You could do it cheaper. You could do it more uniquely. So don't just get into business just to get into business and say, hey, I make cupcakes. Why are your cupcakes the best cupcakes? They taste better. Are you giving a portion of it back to the community? What are you doing that's different? So you have to create, because the marketplace is crowded. Like we said, there's room for all of us, but you have to realize that it is a crowded marketplace. So when you get into this, you can't get into this just say, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, support me. There's a lot of us out here. Why am I supporting you? And again, I always compare myself to the big companies that are out there already. So look at Amazon. Amazon was obsessed with creating undeniable value. They were always obsessed with being faster and bigger and better and carrying more products and doing it, to the best of their ability, to the point that they've taken over the marketplace. The other thing that I would say is, even along with that example of Amazon, you have to think for the future. They were able to answer a need before it was almost even asked for. Like before you realized that you did want the convenience of something being shipped to you, that you wanted it faster and you wanted it cheaper. So you have to think ahead. So that this COVID-19 is a perfect example of that. Like you have to think fast and think of, what do people need during this time that I could actually offer? You have to be ahead of the curve. So again, don't get into business just to get into business. Don't do it just because you say, I don't want to answer to anybody. I always brag on us having about 800 to 1,000 customers a year. I mean, I got about 800 to 1,000 people that I have to answer to every year. Once you give people your money, once they trust you with it, they hold you accountable. So it's not an easy thing to be in, but it is rewarding. A lot of things that you can do. You can create your own jobs, and you can set your own rules. That's the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship. You can set your own rules. You can hire who you want to hire, and do it your own way. But again, just always think about it from the standpoint of, don't be in business. When I see people post and say, well, my friends aren't supporting me, I've never looked for my friends to support me. If they do, it's a bonus. I'm doing this as a business. I'm looking for the overall consumer to support me. And if they're not supporting me, that must mean I'm not doing something. I'm not, my product may not be the best as I think it is, or I'm not getting it out there like I need to get it out there. So I think that's just really my advice, is to really, when you think about the business that you're going to be in, think about it from a unique space and how you can create something that what nobody can deny. And I think WDB, what we've done here is a perfect example of that. We're always thinking about what also our customer needs. Us offering photography and things like that, it's not just about generating more revenue. It was saying, how do I keep people loyal to us? How do I offer the best service? So I'm going to offer things that other marketing agencies aren't offering, that other print agencies for sure aren't offering. And I'm going to keep them so close to us and provide so much for them that they don't have a need to go anywhere else.
Man, I love it. Love your spirit and your energy, like I said. And we wish you continued success, and we look forward to more continued collaborations. So,
yes.
Man, keep us, of course, in tune, and we'll keep you in tune. And we look forward to talking to you again.
Always. Thank you, Toure.
All right, thank you.
It's not a party until a Sean Michelle's cobbler is served. Our peach, apple, and blueberry cobblers are homemade with only the freshest, most delicious ingredients. The cobblers are grandmother approved, and with just one taste, you'll be doing your own happy dance. But wait, there's more. Pair it with our homemade ice cream for the perfect a la mode. Call Sean Michelle's to order yours today. Sean Michelle's homemade cobblers. Fall in love again.
The Black Business Matters Show is produced by Being Suit Times.